Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Time to Thrive podcast. This is our last episode for this month with our patience series. I know we say this every month, but I've really enjoyed this study. And if you missed last week's episode, go back and listen to it. We got to interview David and Amy Miller from our church, and it was so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I very much enjoyed it. So please go back and watch that or listen to it. So we are just going to wrap up our patience series. We're going to discuss our favorite parts, things that stuck out to us. So if you haven't listened to any, please go back and do that.
One of the things that stuck out to me when we were interviewing Mr. David and Miss Amy was the phrase that she said. What was it? The tenderness?
How did she word it? It was tenderness for weakness, I think is what it was.
Tenderness for weakness, yeah. Y'all probably know better than us because you probably just watched the episode. But that was really, I loved hearing like the phrases she would use and the advice that they gave. Like the number system, I loved that too, about if there's an argument or there's something going on or they're needing to share something that's on their mind, they can say, hey, I have this thing, and it's like an 8. And then they know they can talk to each other. That was really interesting. I love having couples on here when they're able to share strategies and stuff that they use practically, like in their marriage together, and things that they learned also about like the couples counseling, marriage counseling. I thought that was really nice too, because we don't hear a whole lot about counseling, in the Christian world, but it is so beneficial, not just for marriage, but personal development. Like Mr. David had said, you don't go to counseling just because there's a problem, you go so when the problem arises, you know what to do with that information that you've been given. So I really, really enjoyed talking with them, and it went really well into all the other things that we've been studying too.
I love little mottos like that, because even when I do studies, if there's something I'll think of or even read, I'll write it down somewhere, put it on my bulletin board, because it's something easy that I can remember, something short. You're more likely to remember it, so then it becomes just like a part of your daily thoughts.
And it's catchy too.
It is. One thing that they also mentioned a lot was how we find it very easy to have patience with people outside of our inner circle. And as they were saying it, I was thinking, I think part of it is we're so likely to put such high expectations on ourselves and the people close around us. Like, I think we're quick to judge and say, oh, well, we should know better. They should know better. But then when there's a random person that we don't know, we're like, oh, well, like, you don't know what's going on. So, like, I'm gonna be patient with them.
That's a good point.
But I think we're so quick to just put these unrealistic expectations on us and the people close around us. And I think that, at least for me in my life, I think that's part of the reason why we're not as likely to be patient with the people around us, especially with ourselves. I think Amy touched on that, and something that I thought but never really sat with was how we're not really patient with ourselves sometimes, especially like what David mentioned with being in a sin cycle, or really like allowing that shame to set in, be like, oh, I did this, I wasn't patient, I didn't do this. We're so quick to like just be down on ourselves and just hold ourselves to this unrealistic expectation.
No, that is really good. And she mentioned a lot about like disappointment, like dealing with disappointment and stuff like that. I think disappointment is like a big thing for me that I struggle with, and it's kind of, you don't even think that like patience would be intertwined with disappointment as well, or not being disappointed or not letting it get to you. And it's having that step back. They constantly talked about like stepping back, taking a moment to like, breathe, instead of letting it boil over. But also like if you do get, you say the wrong thing, also not beating yourself up and living in that shame as well. Like being like, okay, God, like I did this, I need you to help me, like forgive me, and like move on and, be motivated by like the scriptures that we're learning of you can work on patience. It's something we work on. So I really enjoyed having them on. It was really, really good. I love having couples and stuff and hearing their perspectives on that. Definitely. Yeah.
I'm not sure what else we want to add. It was very good. It was very practical, which is what I like, because for me, hearing people and them giving practical examples, I'm going to remember it a lot easier versus them just, not necessarily just like talking off the top of their head, but I'm more likely to remember someone saying, I did this and it helped this.
Definitely.
Because you can see the fruit of their actions.
Yeah, true. Well, do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
Thank you guys for joining us for this month, and we will see you guys next time. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Check out our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram for any events that are coming up or any updates. You can find everything over there, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.